Hey everyone, welcome to today's XRP market analysis. I've got some really interesting data to share with you from May 2nd, 2026. You know what I've noticed? The market's been pretty quiet, but there are some fascinating signals brewing underneath. Let's dive in. Oh, before we start, this video is based on an AI-generated report that I've been looking at, so please use it as reference only, okay? Remember, investing is always your own responsibility. I'm just someone who loves analyzing market data. So here's where we're at right now. XRP is trading at $1.3916, up 0.55% in the last 24 hours. Now this is interesting. We're seeing about 31 million XRP in trading volume on Binance. Not exactly explosive, but it's steady. The price action has been pretty calm, which honestly, sometimes that's exactly what we need before something bigger happens. Let me walk you through the technical picture, and oh boy, there's a lot to unpack here. The RSI is sitting at 47.99, perfectly neutral territory. Here's the thing. This means we're not overbought or oversold, just kind of hanging out in the middle. The MACD is still showing bearish signals with that histogram at minus 0.0065, which is, well, not ideal. But wait, there's more. We're trading above the 5-day moving average at $1.3809, but below the 20-day at $1.4064. That 200-day average, though? We're still 22.90% below it at $1.7978. That's quite a gap to fill. Now, globally speaking, there are some really interesting developments happening. Taiwan is considering putting part of their $602 billion foreign exchange reserves into Bitcoin. Can you imagine? Meanwhile, Brazil just banned stablecoins for overseas transfers, affecting about $6 to $8 billion monthly. You know what I've noticed about XRP? It's showing a negative correlation with traditional markets. When stocks go up, XRP tends to go the other way. Sometimes that's actually a good thing. Here's where things get exciting. The SEC has basically elevated XRP to the same status as Bitcoin and Ethereum through this NYSE proposal. This is huge news. Plus, there's movement on the Clarity Act, and even former Ripple CTO David Schwartz has been talking about it. Oh, and get this, a Seoul court just halted that business suspension on Bithumb. These regulatory wins are definitely shifting in a positive direction. So, let's talk sentiment. The Fear and Greed Index is at 39, which puts us in fear territory. Now this is interesting. When everyone's scared, that's often when opportunities show up. XRP search trends are pretty low at 31, and macroeconomic interest is basically non-existent at 5. But here's the thing. Sometimes low interest means we're at a good accumulation phase before the next move up. The on-chain data is absolutely fascinating. We're seeing 905 daily transactions, which is decent network activity. But wait, get this. There were 812 whale transactions, moving over 2.7 trillion XRP. That's not a typo. The big players are definitely positioning themselves right now. When whales move like this, you know something's brewing. From a wave analysis perspective, well, we appear to be in wave C of a corrective phase, according to Elliott Wave theory. The Wyckoff analysis suggests we're in stage A of a distribution phase, but the confidence level is only 46%. Here's what this means. We might see more downside before the next big move up, but that correction could set us up beautifully for the future. Now for the AI predictions, and this is where it gets really interesting. Short term, we're looking at $1.4422 with a 51.7% chance of upside. Not bad, but here's the exciting part. The 7-day target is $1.6948 with a 62% upside probability. That's a clear bullish signal. The 30-day prediction shows $1.3052, suggesting we might see some pullback after the initial rally. So it's like up, then really up, then back down a bit. Classic market behavior. Let's be honest about the risks though. That MACD is still bearish, and we're way below that 200-day average. The Fear and Greed Index being in fear territory isn't helping either. Plus, with Brazil tightening crypto regulations and those negative correlations with traditional assets, we need to stay cautious. The Wyckoff distribution phase could mean more downside before we really take off. All right, here's my take on all this data. The recommendation is to wait and accumulate gradually. Here's the strategy that makes sense to me. First, buy entry at $1.35. Second entry at $1.30 if we dip further. Set your stop loss at $1.25 to protect yourself. For targets, I'm looking at $1.65 first, then $1.85 if momentum really picks up. The regulatory environment is improving, whales are accumulating, and that AI model is showing 62% upside probability for the medium term. Sometimes the best opportunities come when everyone else is being cautious. And that's it for today's analysis. Remember, this is just me looking at AI data and sharing what I see. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. If this was helpful, please subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps me out. See you next time, and happy trading!